A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka and let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Adverse weather begins to subside. Floodwaters recede. 400,000 people continue to be affected. Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra launched to deliver aid to people affected by the adverse weather. 5 collection centers set up for donations. 390,000 acres of cultivated land damaged due to the adverse weather. Special team from the Agriculture and Agrarian Insurance Board deployed. 4 suspects arrested for sharing images on social media, misrepresenting Mahaviru celebrations held in previous years in a manner that would incite unrest among the general public. Remanded. Tax on imported big onions reduced. Tax on potato to remain unchanged. Jay Shah takes office as chairman of the ICC.
The cyclonic storm Fenjal over southwest Bay of Bengal has entered India by crossing North Tamil Nadu Pondicherry coast yesterday. Now, according to the Department of Meteorology, the influence of this system on the island's weather is gradually reducing. However, many areas remain inundated due to the heavy showers.
Kanankoda in particular has been severely impacted by the recent heavy showers. Newsfirst correspondent reported that a massive 77,000-acre shrimp farm has been completely destroyed. Additionally, persistent drainage problem from days of heavy rainfall has further disrupted vehicular movement along the Kiran Kudumbimalai main road in Batticaloa. Kangainodai Alikra Vidyalaya in Batticaloa has been inundated. With some floodwaters receding, cleanup efforts were carried out earlier today. Meanwhile, the Trincomalee Batticaloa main road remains inundated in Mavadi, Chennai, causing significant hardships for residents in the area. Churupupad in Mana also continues to be inundated. Meanwhile, maintenance work is ongoing on the upcountry railway line to clear up the sections affected by landslides. Newsfirst correspondent reported that no trains departed from the Badola railway station today. Vehicular movement along the 826 Kandy Mahayangania road has been restricted to one lane due to a recent landslide that occurred in Mahavangua, Hunnaskiriya. Meanwhile, the Yalakada bridge in Aralagangvila, which collapsed due to the heavy showers in Polonnaruwa, was renovated and reopened today. India's Puducherry region experienced its heaviest rainfall in 3 decades during the past 24 hours as of 8:30 a.m. today. This unprecedented downpour was caused by cyclone Fenjal. The Indian Meteorological Department predicts the cyclone will gradually weaken into a deep depression, moving west-southwestwards. Flights that were suspended due to heavy showers and flooding resumed operations this evening. Meanwhile, relief operations led by the Indian Army and disaster agencies have relocated over 100 people from high-risk zones to safer areas as of this morning. The Tamil Nadu state government initiated 48-hour relief services and deployed disaster teams to assist areas impacted by Cyclone Fenjal yesterday. Meanwhile, 1,400 people in Villupuram have been relocated to safer areas. The Meteorological Department of India has issued a red alert forecasting heavy rainfall across parts of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Puducherry. All schools and educational institutions in Puducherry and Tamil Nadu remain closed due to the prevailing situation. In Tiruvarur and Nagapatnam districts, 471 individuals from 164 families are currently housed in relief camps. The Meteorological Department has also advised the fishing community to suspend all fishing activities. To mitigate the impact of Cyclone Fenjal, the Indian government and state authorities have established 2,000 relief camps as part of their extensive preparations.
In a bid to ease the hardships faced by our brothers and sisters who were severely impacted by the recent adverse weather conditions, the Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra has been launched yet again.
Communities in the northern, north central and eastern provinces continue to face unimaginable hardships following days of adverse weather. In response, the capital Maharaja Group launched the Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra today to assist those in dire need of basic supplies. As part of this initiative, 5 collection centers were set up this morning to gather donations of essential items and dry rations. The collection centers have been set up at the Sirasa TV head office, Union Place, Colombo 2, Old Kadirasan Vajra Pillar Kovil, Bambalapitiya, Colombo 4, Sri Venkateshwara Mahavishnu Kovil, Dehivala, Shirdi Sai Centre of Sri Lanka, New Chetty Street, Colombo 13, Grand Mosque of Colombo, Newmore Street, Colombo 12. The collection of donations for the Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra will continue at these 5 collection centers until 6 p.m. tomorrow. You can now donate essential items and dry rations such as rice, dal, sugar, wheat flour, noodles, tea leaves and soy meat. From the moment Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra was officially announced, donations have been pouring in from the general public of Sri Lanka. For more details on the Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra, please contact 0777 600 40.
News First with the people.
The Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra, to assist people affected and those currently facing challenges by recent adverse weather. Items you can donate: rice, dal, sugar, wheat flour, noodles, tea leaves and soy meat. Collection centers: Sirasa TV head office, Union Place, Colombo 2, Old Kadirasan Vajra Pillar Kovil, Bambalapitiya, Sri Venkateshwara Mahavishnu Kovil, Dehivala, Sai Centre of Sri Lanka, New Chetty Street, Colombo 13, Grand Mosque of Colombo, Newmore Street, Colombo 12. Hotline 0777 600 40.
On to another one of our headline-making stories. 4 people who were arrested on charges of circulating images of uniforms and symbols associated with the LTTE, which is a proscribed organization, via social media in a manner that incites communal tensions, have been remanded. Now, they were taken into custody by the Criminal Investigation Department after they had shared images via social media misrepresenting last year's Mahaviru commemoration ceremony as an event that was held this year.
Why were these suspects arrested? The police said that the suspect arrested early this morning is accused of circulating images featuring the LTTE flag and uniforms on his social media accounts, misrepresenting facts that those images were from an event that was held this year. Another suspect was arrested in Jaffna on the 29th of November on charges of circulating on social media images of the flag of LTTE, which is a proscribed organization. The police said that another 2 suspects arrested in Baddegama and Maradana had posted footage from previous LTTE celebrations on social media, misrepresenting them as events that occurred this year. The police suspect that the intention behind these campaigns was to incite racial tensions. Is promoting or publishing the LTTE's official logo a criminal offence? Yes, it is a criminal offence. LTTE is a recognized terrorist organization and a proscribed organization under Sri Lankan law. The police point out that it is a serious offence to circulate images associated with the LTTE, including images of the organization's flag, uniform, Images of Prabhakaran in the LTTE uniform and other insignia associated with this prescribed organization.
සමාජ මාධ්‍ය ජාලාවල පසුගිය දිනවල
Photos and videos were circulating on social media, falsely claiming that the Mahaviru celebrations were held in the northern and eastern provinces of the country recently. The Director General of Government Information formally submitted a complaint to the Criminal Investigations Department, specifically to the Inspector General of Police, to carry out an investigation regarding this. The Criminal Investigations Department launched an investigation into these false claims of Mahaviru celebrations being held recently and discovered that several individuals had shared old photos and videos from past celebrations, misrepresenting them as if they were images of such events held this year. A 45-year-old man in Maradana, a 28-year-old man from Baddegama, a 35-year-old man from Inuvil, and a 50-year-old man from Burlesgamur were arrested. Investigations revealed that all four suspects had shared old photos and videos on social media to falsely claim that these celebrations had taken place this year.
යම් පැරණි ඡායාරූපය දාගෙන කරනු ලැබුණු යම්කිසි ආකාරයක ක්‍රියාවක් කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා.
After the suspects were produced in court, they were remanded until the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of December. Is it wrong to share, comment and promote such posts on social media? If such posts that were created on social media is shared by another person, how will the law affect them? It affects them as well, since both creating and sharing such content are considered offences. Police spokesperson DIG Nihal Talduwa said that investigations are ongoing to identify more suspects involved in such incidents.
The Ministry of Finance has reduced the tax on imported big onions. The government has decided to reduce the import tax on imported big onions from 30 rupees per kilogram to 10 rupees. The Ministry of Finance has taken this step as a short-term solution to protect local farmers and ensure a fair price for consumers. This tax reduction will be effective until the 31st of December, and the ministry has said that future policy decisions will be implemented. However, the import tax of 60 rupees per kilogram on potatoes remains unchanged. YFM, the revolutionary radio channel of the youth, is celebrating its anniversary today.
YFM kicked off operations as the original youth channel and was launched on a day like today with the vision of crafting revolutionary and high-quality radio content that would offer fresh and engaging experiences to the youth of our country.
.7 YFM.
By capturing the aspirations of the youth through every event, YFM quickly became the premier radio station for the youth of Sri Lanka in a remarkably short time span. YFM has consistently tuned into the pulse of the youth with programs that resonate with global trends. Broadcasting nationwide on 92.7, YFM has made a powerful impact on Sri Lankan radio over the past years. This year, YFM proudly celebrates its anniversary, continuing to deliver fresh and engaging experiences to the youth of Sri Lanka. To celebrate this milestone, a special lineup of programs was organized throughout the day.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
In celebration of YFM's anniversary, the Slit Walk with My Y 2024 kicked off this morning, and it included a vehicle parade that started from the Colombo Independence Square. The parade made its way to the Lotus Tower premises in Colombo this evening. Hashin Dulanjana and Ashanya Premadasa captivated the audience by blending their voices to the music of the Bulldogs.
The Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra to assist people affected and those currently facing challenges by recent adverse weather. Items you can donate: rice, dal, sugar, wheat flour, noodles, tea leaves and soy meat. Collection centres: Sirasa TV Head Office, Union Place, Colombo 2, Old Kadiresan Vajira Pillayar Kovil, Pamalapitiya, Sri Venkateshwara Mahavishnu Murthy Kovil, Tehiwala, Sai Centre of Sri Lanka, New Chetty Street, Colombo 13, Grand Mosque of Colombo, New Moor Street, Colombo 12. Hotline 0777 600 40.
Gammatha, building a brighter future for the children of Sri Lanka, one project at a time. 11th September 2024, providing water for 250 children of the Nikaputha Mahavidyalaya in Haldumulla, Badulla. 24th August 2024, a solution to a long-lasting issue, the lack of water, for 480 children of the Beralihala Junior College in Lunugambehera, Hambantota. 7th July 2024, a new library for the children of the Alutwatta Sri Gunananda Junior College in Udugama, Gaul. Gammatha takes the lead to ensure a healthy future generation for a better Sri Lanka.
For the people, by the people. Gammatha.
Aaye paya evi rahase sandwage maadiha horehin wala. Aaye paya evi rahase sandwage Manisa paya Khatak rahase aadar vinda api ape Aimat lang vela hitnuve number mai
Rasa Rasak.
Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. on Sirasa TV.
Welcome back. You're with Newsfirst. The two-day workshop on Artificial Intelligence or AI organized by the Department of Library and Information Science at the University of California commenced today.
In addition to that, if you have any question, you can...
The two-day workshop on artificial intelligence, organized by the Department of Library and Information Science at the University of California, commenced this morning.
And we have been friends since then. And I have been coming here for the last 4-5 years regularly. And I'm happy to be here. And
Dr. P. Venkata Rao, an expert in the AI industry from India, will be conducting sessions on AI and libraries during the workshop. This workshop aims to raise awareness among library and science professionals in the country on how to include artificial intelligence in their particular work.
The inauguration ceremony of the 50th Miss and Mrs. Globe World Final and the auditions for Miss and Mrs. Globe Sri Lanka was held in Colombo today.
The inauguration ceremony of the 50th Miss and Mrs. Globe World Final and the auditions for Miss and Mrs. Globe Sri Lanka was held this morning in Colombo. The event was organized by Tronic Events Private Limited.
My passion lies in promoting Sri Lanka, a place where culture unites, adventure awaits, and memories are created. Sri Lanka has the power to leave an inedible mark in everyone who visits this country.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next...
I believe that over the next 10 years, there are so many incredible women that will walk through these doors, come here, compete, that will truly, potentially change the world.
The event featured notable figures in the industry and other relevant stakeholders.
Cinnamon Lakeside, Colombo kicked off the festive season last Friday, 29th of November, with a grand Christmas tree lighting ceremony, marking the beginning of Christmas celebrations.
Cinnamon Lakeside, Colombo kicked off the festive season last Friday, the 29th of November, with its enchanting Christmas tree lighting ceremony titled The Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony at Cinnamon Lakeside, Colombo, a sparkling start to the festive season. The lighting of the tree, a symbolic start to the season, was accompanied by live performances of carols and festive music, enhancing the joyful atmosphere. Looking ahead, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony will continue to be a hallmark of the festive season at Cinnamon Lakeside, Colombo. This beloved tradition brings the community together to celebrate the spirit of Christmas. With its festive atmosphere and sense of togetherness, the event captures the true essence of Christmas.
The damage to crops caused by the flooding from cyclone Fenjad has not yet been fully assessed. It is estimated that around 390,000 acres of cultivated land were affected by the adverse weather.
This year's Maha season was a time when many farmers who had been away from their fields due to the fertilizer shortage returned to cultivate with renewed hope. However, just 2 weeks after sowing their fields, the sudden floods hit hard and much of their cultivated land were destroyed, leaving them helpless. Much of the cultivated lands in the Ampara, Monaragala, Batiklo, Trincomalee, Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa districts have been completely destroyed. The districts that have been most affected are the Ampara and Batiklo districts. Many paddy fields had been covered in silt and sediment brought by the floods that affected these areas. According to the farmers, they have already spent about 50,000 rupees on preparing and sowing their fields. About 2,000 acres of paddy fields have been destroyed in Kantale, Agbopura, Jayantipura and Suryapura in the Trincomalee district. Although the farmers are willing and ready to recultivate these lands, they lament that they do not have the required paddy seeds or the funds required to do so.
නැවත දැන් වගා කරන්න බිත්තර වී නැති වෙලා තියෙනවා මේ අවස්ථාවේ. මුදල් හිඟයක් තියෙනවා රජයෙන් සහනය ලබා දෙනවා කියලා කිව්වා. ඉක්මනින් සහනය ලබා දුන්නොත් වෙන හොඳයි කියලා. වගා කරගන්න ඉක්මනටම නැතොත් කන්නේ පහු වෙනවා. වපුල්ලා තිබ්බේ වගේ ගොයම දැන් තැම්බිලා තියෙනවා කහ පාට වෙලා තැම්බිලා තියෙනවා.
Many paddy fields nourished by the Ampara Uhana Navagiri reservoir have also been destroyed by the floods. This is how the floods have created large holes in the middle of the paddy fields.
ගොයන් ගහක් නෑ සේරම විනාශලා මැරලා ඔක්කොම විනාශලා ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ. මිනිස්සුන්ට මඩුව ගන්න අක්කඩකට ලස්සයක් ගන්න මම දෙන්න ඕනි. මේ කුඹුරු හදා ගන්න. නැත්නම් මේ ඩෝසරයකට පැය ගන්න බෑනවා රුපියල් 10,000කට වැඩිය. නාලි දාන්න තරමට මේ වලවල් හැල්ලා තියෙන්නේ.
මේ පේන මේ දැක්කම් පේන මොනතර විනාශයක් වෙලා තියෙනවද කියලා. ඉතින් මේවා ඩෝසර ගන්න ඕනේ මේකේ තියෙන වැලිය අයින් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේවා කරන සෑහෙන ලොකු වියදමක් යනවා. ඉතින් දැන් මේ තියෙන කුඹුරුනේ යථාතත්ත්වයට ගන්න මේවා.
මේවා මේ කරේ අපිට සල්ලි තිබිලා නෙවෙයි. මේ ආතේ කන කර බඩු ඔක්කොම උකස් තියලා තමයි කරේ. ඒ නිසා අපි ආසරණ වෙලා ඉන්නේ.
Making headlines in the international arena, US President-elect Donald Trump has picked a former aide, Kash Patel, to lead the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI.
A former U.S. Defense Department Chief of Staff in the first Trump administration, Kash Patel has been a steadfast supporter of the incoming Republican president. For Patel to take the job, the current FBI Director Christopher Wray would need to resign or be fired, although Trump did not call on him to do so in his post. Separately, Trump said he plans to nominate Chad Chronister, sheriff of Florida's Hillsborough County, as head of the Drug Enforcement Agency. Patel and Chronister joined Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi in filling out Trump's law enforcement picks.
According to the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, Russia has carried out a series of airstrikes in Syria today, hitting rural parts of Idlib and Hama, where the group leading the rebel offensive has recently taken control.
Russian and Syrian jets struck the rebel-held city of Idlib today in the second day of intensive bombing in northern Syria aimed at pushing back insurgents who had swept through to the city of Aleppo. Residents said one of the raids hit a crowded residential area in the center of Idlib, which is the largest city in a rebel enclave near the Turkish border, where around 4 million people live in makeshift tents and dwellings. According to the rescuers at the scene, at least 4 people were killed and dozens injured. The Syrian army and its ally Russia say they target the hideouts of insurgent groups and deny attacking civilians. Yesterday, Russian and Syrian jets bombed other towns in Idlib province, which had fallen completely under rebel control in the boldest rebel assault for years in a civil war, where front lines had largely been frozen since 2020. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham is designated a terrorist group by the US, Russia, Turkey and other states. Assad is a close ally of Moscow. The war, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people and displaced many millions, has ground on since 2011 with no formal end. But most major fighting halted years ago after Iran and Russia helped Assad's government win control of most land and all major cities.
Moving on to sports news now. The International Cricket Council today marked the beginning of Jay Shah's tenure as ICC chair.
Jay Shah brings extensive experience in cricket administration, having started his journey in 2009 with the Gujarat Cricket Association. During his tenure, he oversaw the development of the world's largest cricket stadium in Ahmedabad. In 2019, Shah joined the Board of Control for Cricket in India, becoming its youngest ever honorary secretary. He also played important roles as the president of the Asian Cricket Council and as chair of the ICC Finance and Commercial Affairs Committee. In his first statement as ICC chair, Shah outlined his priorities for his term, including leveraging the sports inclusion in Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games as a pivotal opportunity, as well as further accelerating the growth of the women's game. Shah will now succeed Greg Barclay as ICC chair. Barclay was in the role from November 2020, and Shah acknowledged his contribution to ICC's achievements over the last 4 years.
Taking a look at another one of our local stories, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Vijita Herat, says that steps should be taken within the policy framework of the government to develop Sri Lanka's tourism sector. Now, he made this statement at the opening of a new 5-star hotel in Sri Lanka yesterday.
Amari Colombo's grand entrance yesterday marked the beginning of a new chapter in the city's hospitality landscape. The opening ceremony was attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Vijita Herat, W. Vinil, the owner of Amari Hotels Sri Lanka, and many other dignitaries.
I have won countless challenges. This began in the year 2017. I faced many issues, but I did not give up. I did not want to build a 5-star hotel. I wanted to build a different hotel. But while I was building it, I thought I must do better. That is one of the reasons why I am very happy. The tourism sector is an area where we can earn a large amount of foreign revenue in a short time span. This sector is developing gradually. May this newly constructed hotel by the private sector be an impetus to the country to develop the tourism sector in the country within the framework of the policies of the government.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. But before we wrap up, we would like to remind all our viewers to do bring in your contributions to support the Sirasa Shakti Sahana Yatra program. And thank you very much for joining us. Good night.